Welcome back to Channel 45, a rewatch podcast about British TV shows not intended for children that my siblings and I were obsessed with. Speaking of which, here's one of my siblings now.
Hello, this is Katy. Back again after I was, you might not even be able to tell, I was a character.
What?
In a recent podcast that you should listen to if you haven't yet.
Yes, Katy was Dolores Fandangle on Predator, the game show one. That was released end of May. Yes. So just last month's episode.
Yes, and now I'm a repeat guest.
Yes, now on as yourself.
As me.
Now, this is, I haven't asked anyone, however, I think out of all of us, you probably are the person who loves Keeping Up Appearances the most.
For sure.
Yeah.
It really influenced my whole personality as a kid. I saw it and I was like, well, this is how I want to live my life.
Yes.
And now I'm moving to Scotland to pursue that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I loved it and I would watch it. This and Last of the Summer Wine, but this was probably the one I watched the second most often.
Yeah.
I watched it just constantly.
I feel like Jeeves and Wooster and Are You Being Served were like close up there, but yeah, definitely Last of the Summer Wine and Keeping Up Appearances.
Yeah, those were my two favorites. And it definitely, I feel like, because I love like being like a little hostess and I love all my flower stuff, and I think that this was a really, really huge influence on that, because I would watch the show and not think that she was like odd at all or doing too much. I'd be like, no, that's how you're supposed to be. Everyone else around here is being not right. She's acting the right way. Yeah, flawless to me. I didn't know what the comedy was from her.
I mean, just look at that Royal Dalton with the hand-painted periwinkles.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I haven't watched it in a few years.
I was just gonna ask, like, how recently do you think?
It's probably been like 3 or 4 years since I've seen any. I mean, I might have watched it like one episode here or there, but I haven't watched like several.
Yeah.
In
Because you
quite
used to
a while.
Like, binge it.
Yeah, I had like the box set and I would watch it just over and over, and I like any normal teenager. Just watched it constantly.
And that's why I started this show, because this is a normal teenage experience for us, and I don't know if that's true of anyone else in the world.
And I feel like, too, I'm at a good point because I've watched it recent enough that I remember things about it, but I think when I rewatch it, it'll like hit like good. It's not like I've watched it recently. I'm like, oh, I've just seen this. Yeah. It's been enough time where it'll be enjoyable.
Oh, for sure. And I can't remember if I told you this before, crossover thing that I'm going to tell you before we watch this, but because I will forget after. Josephine Tewson, who plays Elizabeth, their neighbor, she was on Last of the Summer Wine like 60 some up. I listened to the previous episode maybe 1 hour ago, and I already forget. But it was like 60 some episodes of Last of the Summer Wine, but not in a season that we have seen.
A later season?
Yeah, it was like...
Because I've seen the early seasons.
Oh gosh, I can't remember which one. Season 20 something or something.
Season 20? I was just about to say,
that
how many seasons
ran
were
to the 2000s, Katy.
Oh my god.
It ran forever, but that's when I saw that on IMDb. I was like... Wait, I would remember if there was a crossover of this magnitude. Yeah. But I don't think I've seen anything past season 10.
I haven't.
But yeah, so just so you know, there is a massive crossover in both of your favorite Britcoms on PBS.
Basically every Britcom has a crossover of some sort.
Oh yeah, and there will be more. I looked up because what I do is I looked up all the main cast members for the last one. But then I look up all the guest actors on like IMDb or Wikipedia, and I find like fun facts of other stuff that they were in, and there's so much crossover. I love it. Yeah. It's like everything's all coming together.
I'm excited to watch it again too, because I feel like now when I watch back these things, I make those connections now. Like when I was younger, I probably am like, oh, that person looks familiar. Yeah. But now that I've obviously like watched more things in my life, when I watch back shows like this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that person. I know that person. I know that person.
And I can say for sure in episode 5, there is a guest star who I can't wait to hear your reaction, because when they come on the screen, I feel like you're going to clock them immediately.
I think once I start watching an episode, I'm going to be like, okay, I remember. But yeah, the actual like actors and stuff.
Well, this is somebody who they were only on one episode.
Okay.
So it was like definitely a guest actor, but they are a regular in another show that we love.
Okay.
But I'm not going to tell you anything other than that, because I want it to be a surprise.
The shock
but
value.
you have also been always been very good at identifying like who is this person in that.
My one skill that I have is I can see someone I can hear someone's voice and be like, oh, I know who that is.
Like how many times did we watch Mamma Mia before? Like I had watched Mamma Mia at least twice, maybe 3 times, and then I watched it with you, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Colin Firth. And I was like, wait, Colin Firth from the Pride and Prejudice that we love?
See, me and Andrew watched Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which
there are
Next
tons
Gen.
of guest
but
actors
there
in
would
that.
be actors in full like alien makeup, didn't even look like a human, and I'd hear their voice for a millisecond and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's that person. And he's like, how do you? And I'm like,
it's a valuable
it's my
skill.
one thing that I can do. In person though, never recognize anybody. Not usually wearing glasses, but on TV,
that definitely does affect
on TV, I'm like, oh, I know that person.
Well, they're in so much more detail than you would ever see someone in real life.
When they have the face close up. Yeah. I'm not getting close enough to people's faces in real life to know.
That's the thing. If you're slightly nearsighted, so that not having glasses.
Yeah. You got to get really close to me. If you see me in public, get really close to me.
Yeah. Because you're living life in 480p.
Yes. And that's how I like it.
Everything has a soft haze, like a movie from the 1920s.
Yes, so that's how I experience. It's like fine cinema to me.
All right. Well, let's get started. We're going to watch season 1, episode 3, and then we'll be back to talk about it.
Okay.
Welcome back. We just watched season 1, episode 4, The Charity Shop. And I forgot, that's the episode that had the secret guest.
That's the
that
secret.
Was very exciting.
Reveal.
Yeah.
Although it was revealed in my memory before I even saw him on the screen.
Yeah, it was. What was it that her son is him and his televisions, and you all of a sudden were like,
yeah. She just like the mother said something about her son, and I was like, it like all came flooding back to me, and I like picture, and I recognized it was Holly from Red Dwarf.
Yes. Oh, that's so. Skipping ahead to his name, that's Norman Lovett was Mr. Duxbury. Great name too.
Duxbury. All of the I was just saying, like what Rose was talking about, all of her affairs, like the names are so good. Hepplewhite.
Yeah.
What was the other one? And the way she says
Blankenship.
Hepplewhite. Like so good.
Hepplewhite to Blankenship, almost a Duxbury, but he escapes.
Yeah. Oh, but like what I thought is like when I started watching it, I was like, oh, I remember that. And I feel like I don't know why in my mind that felt like it was the pilot, but it must have just been one I watched a lot because I remember that like Rose, like when Rose walked in, I love her and I love the actress. I don't know her name for the first series. If you know,
I have it written down. Shirley Stelfox.
She so good, and I thought it was so interesting. First of all, she was like the original Barbie for me. Like just how she's dressed and like her blonde curly hair. But also in my mind, and I even remember watching when I was like a teenager, remembering from when I watched it for like being a child, she was like a supermodel in my mind.
Oh yeah.
Like a flawless human being. Like so when I see it and I'm like, oh, she was like an older lady, but she like she literally looked like a supermodel. Yeah. I like her outfit, and I love too, I said she had like the pink and white polka dot top with the purple earrings, and it matched Hyacinth's outfit, which I loved. So like it's really cool to like see they did such a good job with the sisters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I love the casting. I love how
and then you said,
they're
like,
so different, but you can tell that they're sisters.
Yeah, and you mentioned like Daisy's hair,
her hair clips
that look like Christmas ribbon.
Yes,
yeah.
Like they all have like a flair to them that they express in different way, or the like costume designer expressed in a different way. But they're all like they're very vibrant, like they're flowers, like, you know, but I love how they're so individual. And I think having like so many siblings, like we're all very individual, but when we're in a group, you're like, oh, you can tell that they're sisters.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my gosh,
I
fabulous.
feel like this one, because I don't know if the box set was like by season or if it was just best of episodes, because this episode I feel like would be in any best of collection, because it is the one where she has Elizabeth Park. I mean, that had to be at least 2 blocks away. That was so far away.
Oh my gosh.
And climb through strangers' gardens so that Elizabeth wouldn't see
and
Daisy's
I was trying
house.
to clock like when she's going on this adventure and climbing all these things and like running around. I was trying to clock like where there had to have been a stunt. Like, do you think she like climbed? Obviously, it wasn't like you're not like scaling a wall, but do you think like that was her like going? Because I could not see.
Honestly, I think probably what it was is they had like a really high mat on the other side. I think she did that climbing.
Yeah.
Because it didn't
not
look
see.
like it was a stunt double.
Yeah.
And usually you can like there's a slight difference, but there were so many like wide shots
or like
in it
where she turns to the side, because when she was like doing her like football stance like about to go up, it was all just her back, and I was like, oh, that has to be. But then like she turned her face and it like looked like her. So I don't know, but
I feel like the way it was cut, maybe it was like they shot a bunch of different pieces of the climbing so that it would be safe, and the way that it is edited together, it looks like because I don't think it was a stunt person either. And I didn't, I mean,
but throughout the whole series, she's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Her physical comedy is top tier, and it reminds me.
Creeping around, and her hands, I'll have to get a screenshot. Her hands when she was creeping through the garden.
Where she's like these like crinkled up witch hands. But it reminds me a lot of like Melissa McCarthy's type of physical comedy, where it's physical, but it's in the facial expressions.
Yes, it's like you're complete. It's not just your arms and legs. It's in your face. It's everything.
In the way your mouth is kind of like her grimacing,
fingers,
like her fingers. Yeah. So good. I also want to give a shout out to, because I think about this often, the way she acts with just a telephone.
Yes.
Because like in every episode, basically, she's on the phone.
She gets a phone, at least one phone call.
Obviously, there's not anybody on the other. Like, that's just her talking on the phone, and she gives so much, but it's like she's having a conversation.
Her reactions on the phone are
her expressions,
flawless.
Like the timing of her speaking, it's like she's in a. It's like blows me away.
Yeah, a lot of people wait too long, or they leave like a 2 second gap.
And even Richard, because he was on the phone, and I so I was like trying to like pay attention to him. Like, he did a good job, but you can tell he's on the phone. Like, he's on a fake phone call.
Yeah,
you know, like you can tell, like, oh, he's just talking to no one. You can't tell with Hyacinth. It seems like she's on the phone. She's just so good. Like, I think as I get older, and obviously now I'm watching it to like talk about it, she's such a good actress.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I mean, national treasure.
National treasure.
Absolutely.
Even in the U.S. She's
even in the U.S. We are
treasure.
Also recognizing that she is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Sheridan! Oh, it's you, Daisy.
At the very beginning, we get the postman again, which
has
one of my favorite lines. I forgot it was in this. I can't remember if she has a glove or like something to take the envelope from him. And she says,
"Some total stranger may have licked this envelope, not to mention the stamp."
But that's Leo Dolan. He was in the pilot episode at the very, very beginning of the first episode. He is the first person to do the whole bucket bouquet back and forth. And this is his second of 2 episodes. So we won't see him again in the series, but killed it.
Good.
Killed it.
I
both
love
times.
and I love that like being at the beginning, and it just like sets the whole mood. But I love, and I felt this was like my like, okay, yeah, obviously you idiot. But I was watching it, and like where like she's like sending Richard to work, and she's like brushing him off, and even in like she has like her little wall thing of all like, I don't know, it's like a lint brush and her things, and then there's in the what's it, like the beginning credits where she's like she like washes the milk bottle and like puts it in. So like all of these like very particular thing. And I was just in my mind, I was like, wow, she's really all about appearances. And then I'm like, well, yeah, that's the show, is keeping up appearances.
That's the show.
But it is. It's all like these little things that like I didn't. Like, obviously, they did that because it's about appearances, but there's so many, like, little tiny things that I could picture someone doing.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to be perfect and delicate.
Things, like, you know, we've seen these episodes so many times that
it, like, fades into the background almost.
It fades into the background, but also, when you then go to rewatch it as an adult, you notice all of the tiny background details, because as soon as it starts, you're locked in. You're like, oh, I remember this one.
Yes.
So you don't need to pay attention to exactly what the plot is. So like it leaves extra space in your brain to go like, oh, look at all those tiny little things on the bookshelf or whatever.
I think it's also being an adult now.
Yeah.
And like, because as a kid, those things don't matter to you because you're a kid and you don't worry. But when she was like had the lint brush on his jacket, I was like, oh, that would be nice to have a little hook where you have all your little brushes before you go out. And I was like, oh, I'd love to like, you know, have a little milk bottle that I put my little for the milkman note. Like, I love it. I love, they like must have put so much work into adding all these little things. And I also love just like the set design and between her house and Daisy's house. And I was looking at all the things in the background at Daisy's house and how there's like randomly an iron and there's like old Christmas decorations. Like, I think they did such a good job at really building the sets around the characters, and then the characters having like outfits that express themselves. And I think in Last of the Summer Wine, they're all guys, so it's pretty like neutral. They have like different kinds of suits, but it's not like you're not adding the flair to it.
Yeah,
but when you're doing
really the only one who gets flair because his stuff is so messy.
Scruffy. Yeah, he's so scruffy. But when you're like dressing actresses and like these women character, then you can build on like what the style was at the time. And obviously like Hyacinth is like old school even for that time. And Rose is very modern and trying to be young, even though she's not. And then Daisy's kind of just like an everyday person, but also has like cute clips. And it also reminded me, seeing Rose, it reminded me of one of my other favorite characters from British sitcoms, Marina from Last of the Summer Wine. Those two together also probably shapes me. Like I love it. Like, they're just like, they literally like wearing plastic clothes. But I love it so much. I love.
They very much are like Barbies on TV.
They're Barbies, yeah. But I loved Hyacinth's outfit in this episode, and how she is such like a reserved, pristine person, but then is wearing the absolute most insane clothes like, on a regular basis.
Like hot pink and purple and
floral,
like,
hot pink
floral,
hat,
like paintbrushy kind of a pattern, and it was very much like an attention-grabbing fabric,
and then
but the cut of it is so modest.
And her, like, walking, like, on someone else's property. Like, she's, like, because she parks far away from Daisy's house because she doesn't want Elizabeth to see.
Away.
So then she's, like, going through some random person's yard and is trying to be subtle, but is wearing a neon outfit.
Yeah, and you can see
with
the
white
neighbors.
gloves.
Yeah. She's climbing over a garden brick wall with white gloves on. And then you can see the neighbors poking out through the window. Like, what is going on?
I also love that oftentimes the background characters are so plainly clothed and look so plain. And then everyone else just, it like sticks out even more how wacky their family is. Even though Hyacinth is trying to blend in with people, she cannot, because... I also made me think, I'm like, what was she like when she was like a teenager or a kid?
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's what we need. We need the prequel to keeping up appearances.
I have to look it up. I think there may have been a prequel.
Really?
I think I might be misremembering. There was something I remember reading about a while back that was like keeping up appearances, like the younger years or whatever.
She was also a lot younger
like well after
than I remember her being. But again, I watched it when I was little, so everyone seems older. But watching it again, I was like, she was really not that old, like in the beginning series.
Yes. Okay. Blech. I'm so excited I hit the microphone. Also, by the way, I forgot to say it earlier. Sorry for the background hum that it kicks on occasionally. It's really freaking hot out, so I wasn't going to turn the air conditioning off. It's Young Hyacinth.
What? Okay,
It's a prequel to the British sitcom Keeping Up Appearances, written by original writer Roy Clark.
What?
So Roy Clark wrote every episode, and Harold Snow produced and directed, and he also is the Last of the Summer Wine guy. I have never seen Young Hyacinth.
Oh my gosh.
But it says it was just one episode, like one 30-minute episode, but I definitely want to watch it.
I didn't know this existed. I have to see this.
Oh, it says it was broadcast on September 2nd, 2016.
One day after my birthday, so that's gotta mean something.
I mean, it's a birthday present for you.
Oh my gosh, we
have to find it.
Watch this.
Yeah. So Rose and Hyacinth have their outfits stand out. Rose on purpose. Hyacinth is trying to blend in, but just is incapable of it. But like Daisy and Onslow are the two most chill characters in this entire universe.
And I love that too, because I'm glad that because they obviously are, they're like just a lower class
like,
people.
These two people
like,
are sane.
They're like
and no one else.
But they are, and they're like they're in love with each other. They're so sweet. Daisy is like. She's so nice. Beautiful too.
Yeah, and
like the actress is so like
they
don't do much with her, but she's just very pretty
and
so sweet. I'm glad that they did that and didn't just make her like. They're all like nice people. I like in the show. None
Richard
of them are like
so nice. Elizabeth,
they're all
is so
nice. They're just quirky and like. You're like rooting for all of them. You love them all for different reasons.
Yeah, I think,
and I really
honestly,
I
the
think
only person who you wouldn't root for is Hyacinth in some situations.
But then you love her because she's kooky.
She's so
yeah.
You can't not love her, but sometimes you're like, I really want to see how she fails at this.
Yes, yeah. You're like, let me see the downfall of this.
Yeah,
but yeah. Daisy, like, she's like just so sweet and lovely, and and then Onslow is just. He's Onslow.
Onslow is just existing.
But I love their dynamic because it's like they are like the normal ones.
Yeah.
And they're
like
just
their
so
house
funny.
Their house is a mess. They have a broken car with a dog in it in the front yard, and it's,
But I think it makes it extra funny that Hyacinth
so down to
wants
earth.
to keep everyone away from them, but they're genuinely like the sweetest, nicest people. So whenever anyone does interact with them, they're like, these are like lovely, lovely people.
Well,
like, but that's obviously intentional, but I love that.
Yeah. And like Daisy, because in this episode, Elizabeth drives Hyacinth. They're going to the charity shop. And
I feel like we should have recapped the episode for time.
I mean, we'll get there. But they're going to the work at the charity shop, and Elizabeth is driving. First of all, they live right next door to each other. And Hyacinth comes out of her house and goes,
"Oh, you've not brought the car round yet, Elizabeth." "Well, it's only... the telephone."
And then Hyacinth goes back in, and then when she comes back out, Elizabeth has pulled the car around and backed it into Hyacinth's driveway. Like, she moved it 3 feet over. But Elizabeth said that she didn't think she had seen Daisy's house before, but like, she's met Daisy. I don't know if she's met Onslow, but she's definitely met Daisy before, probably from her being at Hyacinth's house.
Yeah.
And they know each other. They're both
I feel like
nice,
everyone in this
yeah.
town is aware, and it's just like it's a huge scheme cover-up.
Like, we just have to keep Hyacinth happy.
Keeping up appearances. It's keeping up the appearance.
It's everything is keeping
and
up
I love
appearances.
too all of the like I didn't realize how constant it was, the little remarks about Sheridan.
Yes.
And the jokes about like Hyacinth telling him to avoid like romantic entanglements with women or something like that.
Because her dad has a fiance in this episode. She's like,
"I've always warned my Sheridan against females who flaunt themselves at the opposite sex."
I love it. I love all like the little bits.
There wasn't even a call
Sheridan.
from him this episode.
I know,
it's
and
so
that was what I was hoping, because I couldn't remember, but I love when Sheridan calls and it's always for money. Like every single
time.
time for
Yeah.
new curtains.
Yeah.
For matching outfits with Sheridan's roommate.
Yeah.
Like,
So good. There's always something.
the recurring bits. And that was another thing, like, obviously I think this show is a lot of like recurring bits like that. But I think it's so interesting that the plot of what actually happens in the show is nothing.
Yeah.
It's literally like she goes to work at a charity shop and her dad is in a romantic entanglement, and that's it for the plot.
Yeah.
But there is so much character, and she puts it on so heavy, and there's like all this like physical comedy, and she's doing so much. It feels like it's packed.
Yeah.
But it's actually almost nothing happens.
Yeah,
in the
it's
episode.
like, what,
and nothing of
28 minutes?
consequence happens.
Nothing.
It's
Yeah.
not like there's like this big thing that gets resolved. It's like, and that's just another day.
Yeah.
And it usually is with like a day.
Yeah. I mean, even less than that.
A few hours. Yeah.
This could have taken place in the span of like, because it started before Richard left for work, and then he left on his lunch break to help them with the problem. It was maybe 4 hours.
And I know, and it's so inconsequential. All the other characters are like pretty much unfazed by what's happening.
Yeah.
But Hyacinth is in this state of chaos in her mind and is like sprinting street to street, freaking out, usually is out of breath. Nothing is happening, but because she is doing the most, you're like, this is the craziest day ever. But then you're like, nothing happened. And all of the characters are unfazed. Like,
and it's definitely one of those shows where the show is all like instant karma, because she tries so hard to build up this network of lies to have like keep up this appearance, and then every time almost immediately start backfiring on her, so that she has to rush around to try and keep up that like appearance, you know?
Yeah.
So she's always rushing around. But yeah, that was 29 minutes or something. It could have been an hour's worth of stuff happening. But there was so little and so much at the same time.
I know. That's why she kills it.
Yeah.
She's such a
Every
star.
time. Yeah.
Like, she really
Yeah.
everyone in it is amazing, but it's like she is carrying the world on her shoulders. Like, she's just like,
well, and she doesn't have to.
She doesn't have
to.
to.
Making herself carry the world on her shoulders.
But
no one no one asked her to do it. She just
she's
has
so
to.
convincing that you are so invested.
Yeah.
As if it is like a high action sequence, but it's about nothing.
Yeah.
But she sells it. She really sells it.
So much.
And then Richard is just tired.
Oh.
Imagine
He's
living
so
with someone like that.
You'd be exhausted.
Like, he's really been through it.
And he plays the part so well.
He does so well.
He's fantastic.
I really
too.
enjoy his voice. Did he ever do any like voice acting? Because I feel he seems like he has a voice that would be like a cartoony type of character.
I need to look it up. That's Clive Swift is Richard. He was in a ton of stuff. I don't know offhand. He might have done like radio stuff. I don't know if he did animation. Just as a glance, he was in...
I feel like I could look up.
I mean, he was in a ton of stuff, and it looks like some of it was animated, but for the most part, I think it was live action. But I feel like, because IMDb, I found out this when I was looking up other guest actors, it doesn't list radio credits.
Oh.
Maybe like once in a blue moon it'll show radio credits, but he probably did a lot of stuff on like the BBC comedy the stuff, or the dramas, because they do a lot of like radio theater things. So I have to imagine he did a lot of radio as well. But he was in so much stuff. He was in, which this might be the animated thing we know his voice from.
It's not that I even recognize it. It's just that he sounds like he would. I don't know. Like, some people have a voice that I feel like works.
He was in... What in the world? I'm very confused by this, because I thought that the title of this was 102 Dalmatians. There's a movie called 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's different or the same as 102 Dalmatians.
I don't
But he
think
was
so.
in that, and I feel like we have probably seen it.
Maybe
But I'm
101
so
Dalmatians
confused.
2.
I'm so confused. But yeah,
He
I'd
was in a
say he
lot.
had to have done radio because I feel like everybody
Yeah.
of the regulars would have. If you listen to the first one
Mhm.
of Channel 45, I talked a lot about all of the regulars' fun facts. Actually, we can talk about the guest stars now if you want.
Sure.
Then we can go on to the next
Mhm.
episode. So the first one, Gretchen Franklin, is Daddy's fiance.
Mhm.
She is cousins with Clive Dunn from Dad's Army. I don't know if you've
I
ever
don't know
seen
what
that
is,
show.
no.
That one, it's in black and white. It's like during World War II.
Mhm.
Basically, the premise is it's a bunch of guys who were in the military when they were younger or like were never able to. There's like a couple young guys who were like ineligible to be in the army. It's very funny because it's a lot
I was gonna
of
say, is it
just-
a comedy or is it a drama?
It's a comedy. It's kind of like Last of the Summer Wine in that they're mostly just tootling around
Uh-huh.
and not great at what they're supposed to be doing. But that's like the setting is in World War II. They are prepping in case the Germans invade. He's not in this. That's her cousin. She made her stage debut as a pantomime chorus girl in Bournemouth, earning £2 a week.
Oh my gosh.
And in 1929, she went to dance lessons at the Theatre Girls Club in Soho, London, and became a noted tap dancer and founded a quartet called Four Brilliant Blondes.
Oh.
And she donated all the money she made from repeats of her television programs to charities for animals and the elderly.
That's so cool.
So that was all in her IMDb trivia. And
He
it's like,
promised me
yeah.
marriage.
I have witnesses.
I have witnesses. He promised me marriage.
She was in a ton of stuff. Her IMDb credits start in 1948. She has 130 acting credits.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like somebody in the earlier episode of this had 103.
Mhm.
I think 130 is the most I've seen, but she was in so
wild.
many different episodes of TV.
Yeah.
It's so many. She was D'Artagnan's mother in the 1973 Three Musketeers.
Wow.
She was Mrs. Heap in 2 episodes of the David Copperfield miniseries from 1956. And she was in a bunch of episodes of like the BBC Sunday Night Theatre and BBC Sunday Night Play. Like from 1950 to 1963, she was in 12 episodes of those combined. And she was in an episode of The Adventures of Black Beauty from 73 as Mrs. Rogers. But what stuck out to me is she was Cordelia in season 1 or series. This is a British show. In series 1, episode 1 of Blackadder.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she was like,
In
everything. But then this is her main thing. She was in 370 episodes of EastEnders.
370?
370. She played Ethel Skinner for 12 years, from 1985 to 1997, and then briefly in 2000.
Wow.
370. Like, I mean, that show has so many episodes.
Yeah.
It has ran forever. But yeah, it's like massive
so
credit.
cool. Because I feel like in the UK, there's a lot of people that are just like in episodes of everything. The only thing comparable in the US is probably like how everyone's on SUV. Like every actor's like been on SUV. But
Yeah.
like there's so much crossover, and I feel like that would be the funnest way to be an actor is just to be
Yeah.
in like little things all the time.
It'd be so much fun
as opposed
just
to
do,
being
like,
someone
bit
who's
parts
just like all I
constantly.
have is like my big
Yeah.
lead in the show. Like I feel like it would be more fun just to be like, because then you can be like, oh, I was on this, and then I was on this, and then I was on this. Like, that would be...
Well,
and then you get all those credits.
And there's so much crossover that, like, anytime you're on something, you'd be like, oh my gosh,
I know,
all of my
again.
friends,
Yeah.
all my friends that I do
I'm
small
back
parts
again.
of. Yeah, love it. She is so funny. And she's the one, like, as soon as I saw her face with the glasses, I was like, oh, I think I remember which character this is.
Mm-hmm.
He offered me marriage.
Daddy has not been well.
I got witnesses.
Daddy is sometimes not altogether logical.
He offered me marriage.
Her son is Norman Lovett, who we talked about before. He is... Obviously, he's Holly from Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf. Classic.
There were multiple Hollies. He was Holly. Do I have the years?
The original.
He was the original, and then he came back. Did I not write down the years?
No, it would have been
Dang it.
like late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, but
when was this filmed?
This was filmed. Oh, I don't know when it was filmed. It came out
So
in
early
90.
Oh, really? Okay.
But he was Holly season 1, at least for season 1 and 2. And I think was there like 1 or 2 seasons?
Later on, he came back.
Yeah, because there was a different Holly for a couple of years.
Yeah, and then there was no Holly.
Maybe just 1 year. Yeah, and then there was no Holly, and then the original Holly came back.
It's really wild, though, because me and Andrew watched all of Red Dwarf, like, in, like, one go all together. And he wasn't in it for as long as I thought he was.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if it was 4 seasons because he got, like, the new
Maybe
Holly
it was just
came
the
on.
first 2.
First 2 or 3, because it was, like, after they met, like, the parallel universe where they're all women or something. And there was a female Holly.
Yeah.
And he fell in love with her, so he wanted her face or something like that.
Yeah.
But watching it back, you're like, but because growing up we watched the first 2 seasons over and over and over again, you think that he's in it for like the whole time. And then there were the few years where there was like no Holly, which I didn't care for those years, but yeah, he's classic. And I don't know why I remembered, I was like, oh, that was him before I even saw him.
Well, I think it was like her voice had a similar quality to it.
Yes,
and like she
the
had the glasses and her facial expressions, and then as soon as you saw his character, Mr. Duxley, you're like, oh yeah, that's
it makes sense.
Great casting.
But his character in this is basically the same as Holly.
So funny. It's like if Holly had just the rest of his body, just moving televisions, and then like him and his buddy sitting on a box to keep him from being moved. Oh, I love it. But other
who was Mrs.
Well,
what's her name?
Let me do
Oh,
this
is there
one
more?
first
Okay.
because they're in his IMDb trivia. It said he voiced a line in a TV commercial for Sugar Puffs in the 1980s, which starred Josephine Tewson, Elizabeth, as a teacher. So there's crossover there, and he has done voices in a lot of video games,
Really,
including the Red Dwarf video game. He played the inventor of hide and seek in an episode of Is It Bill Bailey, which Bill Bailey's fun. So I want to see that. But he wrote and starred in a show called I Love It. That was in 1993. The pilot was 1989. And Joffrey Hughes, who is Onslow, was the voice of Dirk in all episodes of that. So, like I said, so much crossover. I love it.
Speaking of video games, though, there should be a Keeping Up Appearances video game.
Isn't that Animal Crossing?
No, I want to be like, there's like a part of the game where you use the little wet sponge to wet the stamps. You put the stamps on the envelope.
Yes.
I want a game where you have to host the perfect candlelight supper. I want a game where you have to drink out of the Royal Doulton china without breaking it. All of these things.
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we know anyone who can make
an obstacle games? like an obstacle course part where you're Hyacinth and you have to run through the neighborhood without getting caught, like Frogger. I could develop this.
You could.
Oh my god,
I think it could work.
She wants to stay. We haven't got a big enough teapot.
I think you should reconsider.
Take her home.
Can't take her back now. She's just found happiness.
It breaks your heart, doesn't it? We don't want her.
They're in love.
He's still asleep.
I got witnesses.
I can't come between a man and his fiancée.
I don't believe this is happening.
Well, it is, and she wants to stay.
His character is just his mate, his friend who is moving televisions with him. He was in 2 episodes of Keeping Up Appearances. The other one he's in is season 4, episode 2, Country Retreat, as the estate agent. I think I remember that one. I think that's the one where they go to they're like staying at a country house and they get there and it's like real rundown, like in bad shape. I don't even know if it has electricity.
I don't remember that one.
That's like one of the only ones where they're like not at home for most
It did
of it,
remind me though. Was that around the one where there's the colonel or whoever who's like in love with Hyacinth, chase her around? Oh my god. All of the episodes are now flooding back to me. I would love to watch those ones together because those are so freaking funny.
He's in quite a few.
Because he really matches like Hyacinth's energy. So it's just crazy.
He's in the pilot, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so. Like it's been like a couple of months since I saw the first 3 episodes, but they're running together. He's definitely in the first 3. I think he's just in the first one, maybe the first 2. But he's right away he comes on screen.
Comes on very strong.
And he's like, my friend Christian, who I recorded those ones with, said he's like a character just walked off the set of Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Yes,
onto Keeping Up
literally,
Appearances.
that could be John Cleese.
It's so good. He's hilarious, but he wasn't in this.
Yeah, sorry to get sidetracked.
No, you're okay. He was in 4 episodes of Barrel's Lot. It says as bridegroom and then as Ron Smith later, but based on the episodes, I think that's probably the same character. And my favorite title in his credits is "It Ain't Half Hot, Mom." From 1978 to 1980. He was in 2 episodes as 2 different characters, and when I saw that title, I was like, I need to click on that, see what's happening here. And I scrolled down to see if I recognized any other names. I didn't recognize any names, but I saw a face, and I was like, I know that mustache.
Show me the face and see if I can place it. Can you find it?
I'll find it. I was like, this looks so familiar.
If there was a trivia game where they just
is
put
it?
faces up and you had to like say their acting credits, I think I could win $1 million.
I mean, you might get this one right off the bat. I'm only gonna open the image.
Yes, I just want to see.
So it doesn't show you the thing. Don't click on the screen or the caption will come
the
up.
mustache.
And this is what you would recognize him from too.
Okay. That's Last of the Summer Wine,
Yeah.
isn't it? He was I don't remember. Like he wasn't Foggy or the other guy. He was. Was he in the very first, or was he replayed? He was in the very first series.
So that's Michael Bates.
Yes,
He was in 36 episodes of It Ain't Half Hot, Mom. He was one of the regulars. Anyway, he was in 36 episodes of that, but he was. No, I think it was the guy who played Foggy that died.
Well, no, I think he might have died from. They were all like big smokers.
They've all definitely died.
But I think he was on it, and I think he died, and that's why he got
maybe
recast.
But he's Cyril.
Yes,
Cyril Blamire in Last of the Summer Wine. He's in 14 eps from 1973.
You're right, though. It was the mustache. It's something about his mustache because it covered like half of his mouth when he talked, and
it's so precise. Like
it was so neatly like
very neat, and like the mustache. I saw like this, when it's next to the list of names, teeny tiny picture. Like I know that guy. I don't know his name. I know that guy.
We need to watch someday some Last of the Summer Wine episodes because I cannot stop talking about it because I watched so much of it.
It's absolutely on the list. So on my list of things to watch at some point for this thing is Keeping Up Appearances, Last of the Summer Wine, Are You Being Served, Allo Allo,
Yes.
and maybe Monty Python's Flying Circus, but I feel like since that's all sketches, it might not.
It's harder.
That might be harder to
I feel like
do in this
unless
format.
you did the movies or picked out like your favorite sketches.
Yeah, because this is like the premise was things that we saw on PBS that aren't. It's not a kids show. It's just like a British sitcom for grown-ups, but we're like obsessed with it as tiny children.
A Red Dwarf one would be
Red
cool
Dwarf too. That one's on the list.
There's
too.
a lot of like stuff like that you could talk about.
And I think the only reason Jeeves and Wooster wasn't on the list is because I think we only saw it when we had the box set. I don't think that was on PBS.
That would be a fun rewatch.
It's definitely.
I
would be a
haven't
fun
seen
rewatch,
that.
though.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry we keep getting sidetracked.
No, you're
about
okay.
this. Like,
So
yes.
here's what I had the series written down as. Michael Bates was the first 2 series of Last of the Summer Wine.
Okay.
And then he was the grouchy leader of the group before Foggy Dewhurst joined the group for series 3 through 8 and then 12 through 18.
Yes.
Because there was a time
he did
when
come
he
back.
left.
Yes, I remember.
Because I think he got like real sick or something, and then he came back, and then he left again because that was like.
Yeah.
That's the one that we know, but like we love.
And then the
we
other
love
guy,
Foggy
he was like
so
the
much.
inventor guy. I
Yeah.
think, who was someone's cousin
I
or
mean,
something.
out of all of the leaders of the
I
group,
love Foggy.
is
I love them all, but Foggy was
he made
like
such a good entrance
He's
with his
so
signs,
funny.
his bags of signs.
his little like quirks are
Yeah.
the best. I think that they're like the funniest
yeah,
bits because Cyril, I think he was really funny, but it was a very different tone.
yeah,
And I feel like also series 1 and 2 were a little bit dark and depressing sometimes.
yes, and I feel
It was a lot
like-
of like our friend died, like now we gotta go to the funeral, like
Yeah.
Foggy really brought like lightness to it.
It feels like, you know what I think it is. Foggy brought incompetence
He
in
did.
a goofy way, and like Cyril was
he was
good
very
at, he was good at
yeah.
things, so he kept things on track a little bit more.
Yes.
So it was series 1 and 2 were like sadder, like more serious, and like the other episodes they would get dark sometimes, but Foggy, there was
He
like
was
a
a little
lightness.
dingy. He was dingy.
Yeah, he was.
But-
he
but
was
then-
dingy
yes.
and great.
But he
Yeah.
was like, it came off like he was supposed to be the smart one in the group, but he
Yeah.
was the least smart. But then when I can't remember who the inventor guy was.
Yeah.
But he was like too goofball, I think, for me. Where it
Yeah.
was like, okay, now they're being like really, really goofy. But I think Foggy was the in between
Yeah.
of being
I
goofy,
agree.
but he takes himself so seriously.
Yes.
But
It's like it's like the different iterations of the Doctor. Like,
yes, it literally is.
like so.
I also love that they
Eccleston
didn't just
is
like
Cyril,
yes.
and then Tennant is Foggy.
I love that they didn't like recast a character. They just kept bringing in a new old guy
Yeah.
friend for the like Compo and Clegg. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, and now he's in town.
Yeah.
Like it was just so
good.
so good. Not to do with Keeping Up Appearances at all,
This
but
is just a Britcom podcast.
you bring me
That's
onto your
what it is.
podcast and we're gonna
Yeah.
talk about Last of the
We're
Summer Wine.
podcasting, dang it. Well, I mean, I'm the one that looked up that credit because I was like, I can't not bring this up because
Yeah.
what
Famous
a weird
mustache.
coincidence.
Famous mustache.
Never heard of him. You heard of a Duxbury?
Not around here.
He's never heard of him either.
So, Counselor Mrs. Nugent.
Yes.
So freaking funny.
So good.
That's
like
her name
she
is
did not break
Charm-
the entire time.
so good. Yeah. Her name's Charmian May or
Oh
Charmian
my
May.
God, I love that
which is a
name.
great name.
It's a beautiful name.
It's Charm
Char-
IAN.
Charmy?
I don't know. Charmian
Charmin toilet paper.
I mean, she was charming,
Charmin.
but in a very aggressive
Charmin May.
way. But she passed away in 2002. But she was Mrs. Darcy in Bridget Jones's Diary. I don't remember who that character is. I haven't seen that movie in It's probably been since
I've only seen like the
05.
second one or something. I don't know.
I think I've only seen the first one, but it's been so long that I don't remember who that character is. But like, it makes me want to rewatch it because she's so fantastic in this. She was Lady in Highlander Endgame. Did you know there was more than one Highlander movie?
I did, because I just watched the new Highlander, or not the first Highlander.
Yeah.
And Andrew was like, "There are more of these. We
I
don't gotta
had
watch. We
no
don't gotta watch
idea.
them."
I genuinely,
I've heard they're not good.
They said there can be only one, and apparently
They just kept
they
going.
had to keep making more.
and they're gonna make a new
yeah.
one, which I am excited about.
Yeah,
because I think Henry
new
Cavill
one-
will do it
New
right.
one sounds good, but the old ones.
But to
Yeah.
be fair, the
Yeah.
first one, as amazing as it is
Yeah.
it's something. But I can't imagine what a sequel
I'd say
to that would be
the first
like.
one. If it was, here's the thing: if it was only Sean Connery as the only Highlander, I think I would like that movie a lot more.
It just killed me
The main-
because the main character is supposed to be Scottish, and we were getting into this thing where he's like, it's not really Scottish. He's like an ancient entity, and I'm like, well, he's lived in Scotland for 500 years, so you think he'd have a Scottish accent?
listen,
but then Sean Connery, the Scottish person, he's Scottish, right?
How can you
Has a Spanish accent
No, he doesn't.
in the Highlander movie.
He doesn't do anything other than his own Scottish accent.
he doesn't have
literally
he doesn't have
anything
a Spanish
that he
accent.
does.
He's supposed to be Spanish.
Oh, yes.
That's
yeah.
what I meant to say.
I was going to say, that man has never once put on any accent.
He keeps his voice, but he's a Spanish person. But meanwhile, the Scottish character has some ambiguous type of accent. Maybe French.
Why not make Sean Connery the Scottish person? I mean, for Pete's sake.
Why not just hire? I don't know. But that's part of the charm to me. Is that it's ridiculous. It's an amazing movie to watch.
Slow.
Like, I'm not even a film person, but some of the shots I was like, wow, this is really cool.
It is good. But I will say all of my favorite moments are when Sean Connery is on screen.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the movie, I am not nearly as interested.
No.
But also, I mean, anytime he's in anything, I'm like, oh yeah, we need more of this.
Deadlocked on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder, I kind of feel like I do want to like watch the sequel. See what's if she's in it. She's so good in this
It says
episode.
her character is Lady, so that could mean she is nobility or just a woman.
It could, just like
you
just
never
the lady.
know. Is she just playing the only woman, or
She
is
did-
she Lady
in this episode? Though,
Lady
she
something?
like she's so like straight face intense, and then Hyacinth is just like a bee buzzing around her. Like, I love that. I love that Hyacinth's goal in life is to impress all of these rich people who seem like they would be miserable to be around.
Yeah.
And then her family seems like amazing, and she doesn't
Yeah.
want to be around them, but it's so funny. But she was like good. And the part where like she's the only one, the dog, and Onslow's dog doesn't intimidate when she walks.
Everybody else, the dog barks and they fall backwards into the hedge. And she does not even blink. She just turns to look at the dog and then proceeds on her way. But she was also Mrs. Pentangle in The Worst Witch. The Netflix show. Was it a Netflix show?
I don't
It was
know
a
what
show.
it is.
I saw like a couple episodes of it, but then she was in 11 episodes of Weird Sister College as Alicia Thunderblast. Which, what a fantastic
Alicia
name.
Thunderblast.
And I was like, that's a great name. Let me click on that. Turns out that show is a sequel to The Worst Witch when the kid goes to college.
What?
Because it's about like a girl taking at witch school. And then that's when she goes to college. But she's back. She's in 11 episodes as a completely different character. And it's only 1 year after the first show. So she can't look that much different. I don't know. And then she was in every episode, 31 episodes of You're Only Young Twice as Miss Milton. That was from 77 to 81. It's a comedy about the residents of Paradise Lodge, a retirement home for gentlefolk. And that show looks very
That
pleasant
sounds
and
very
fun.
good.
So I definitely want to see if we can watch that because it sounds delightful.
That does sound really nice.
Yeah. And the last thing I have, which was another fun crossover, in 1985, she acted in Barry Keefe's play Better Times at the Theatre Royal in Stratford East, England, with Gordon Kay, who is Rene Artois from Hello Hello.
That's cool.
It's like, so many
Small
crossovers.
world, yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's a small island.
Mrs. Councillor Nugent is famous for her dedication to social service.
Oh, that's nice.
You have to try and bring a little happiness to people's lives. Not too much, mind you, else they start taking things for granted. Never know when to stop. Next thing you know, they're behaving in a disgusting manner, enjoying excessive romantic behaviour.
Mrs. Councillor Nugent is a force in the community dedicated to the suppression of excessive romantic behaviour.
And then IMDb trivia for the whole episode. Hyacinth at the beginning suggests Richard get a bow tie because it'll make him look more managerial. And it said in future episodes, Richard's boss does wear a bow tie.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. She's right.
Yeah.
She's always right.
So right. She is, well, she says that she's always right.
Well, I was looking at like the like beginning credits part where it has all the books because that's what's up right now. It seems she's very studied in the art of homemaking.
Yeah, she has so many textbooks. I want to
I love writing letters for all occasions.
We should get you all of these books.
I should. I basically
How to Win at Housework is in a wild font.
I love the complete guide to
and
allergy
a great
tolerance.
title.
Because they try to act like no one had allergies, but she knew.
Well, if you're gonna plan a candlelight supper, you know,
there's an art to it.
You gotta accommodate.
That's why
You don't
I
want
got respect
anybody
for
to
her.
pass out from anaphylactic shock.
Yeah.
And disturb your candlelight supper.
I got like
plan
respect
ahead.
for her, and that was a line too where Elizabeth's like,
Oh, don't ask me. I hate making decisions.
Well, you don't have to, do you really? You live next door to me.
but like Hyacinth's whole thing, she knows what she does, and she does it well.
Yeah.
And maybe it's too much for some people, but you know what? She's a girl boss.
It's
so.
really only when she tries to make the network of lies that things backfire.
Yes,
'Cause
exactly.
She's very good at
If
being
she
a
was
hostess.
just normal, she would be in like the perfect neighbor, but she just is always reaching too far.
Yeah, she's like really good, and then she'll go just a tiny bit more, and then everything collapses. Well, should we watch the
Let's
next
watch
episode?
the next one.
This next one is season 1, episode 5, Daisy's Toy Boy.
Oh my gosh, okay.
You know this one.
I remember. Can't wait for this one. We love a Daisy episode.
So we just watched season 1, episode 5, Daisy's Toy Boy.
Daisy's Toy Boy.
Oh, what a classic.
Do we want to like talk about what the episode was?
Yeah, we can talk
first?
about the plot.
'Cause we didn't do that last time. There wasn't a lot of plot.
Even less plot in this. Basically, Daisy is trying to make Onslow jealous because he hasn't been paying attention to her. And he's just been like asking if there's another beer or saying that she makes chips well. And simultaneously, Hyacinth is called in to help with is it the ladies' circle?
Something like a church.
Yeah,
luncheon.
some church event. So we get to see the vicar again.
Also, this was because he wasn't in the last one, so
Yeah.
I obviously know the vicar.
Yeah.
He was like one of my first like crushes.
I mean, he's
because I
very
watched the show when I
cute.
was very young.
Yeah.
he is like very
cute.
yes. He
Yeah.
was like a real cutie in this show.
Yeah.
That I still remember, but I also remember him because he looks like a human version of Roddy from Flushed Away.
Oh my God,
And that's probably why I liked him, because he looks like Roddy from Flushed Away as a person.
I could totally see it. Oh my God.
Another famous crossover.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
But he's
gosh.
always funny.
This is his second of 19 episodes. We'll see him next season 2, episode 6. So it's not for a while, but he'll be back. But oh my gosh, there's some function at the church hall. It doesn't even happen during this episode.
Yes, it's just
they're
like
setting up for it.
Of it.
Mostly the plot is just Hyacinth doing her thing of meddling, and
Bossing.
then simultaneously there's a young man on a motorcycle who is Rose's toy boy, not a boy toy, a toy boy, and then they're acting like it's Daisy's toy boy to make Onslow jealous.
Yes.
And that is none other than Johnny Lee Miller.
Incredible.
The one
Very
you're
young
thinking
as
of.
an 18-year-old, which Anna was like, you will know who it is, but you won't know to see him. And I don't think I could have clocked
for sure.
it, because he is so young. And I looked it up, and it was
Yeah.
6 years before he was even in Train Spotting. He was a baby.
Genuinely, until I saw the list of names, because I've seen this episode
I've never
so
knew
many
who it was.
times. I never knew who it was. You know, you watch the credits, and I didn't put together
Yeah.
anything from the name.
Just crazy.
And
and he has such a small part.
So small,
And he's
he
just
says
like a
maybe
cute
3
guy.
words. Maybe.
I just think that's so funny. And it was because I looked it up because you were saying how he had been in Doctor Who. But his first 4 credits, he was 10, 11 years old. And he was 18. So it was his first adult kind of role. And he barely says, and he's just a face.
Yeah.
He's just a pretty face in it. And then he becomes a famous movie star.
Yeah.
Is so wild,
and
so funny.
Not that far from after this episode, because he said it was 6 years till Train Spotting,
and he wasn't in a ton of stuff. Before, so in between, so it wasn't.
That's not that long.
Yeah.
In the future, it'd be like, oh,
For his breakout role,
this
but it's
kid we
so
had ride the
funny.
motorcycle around for this episode. Oh wait, he's
That's
married
all
to
he does.
Angelina Jolie.
He just
can you
he just rides this motorcycle around.
can you imagine when that hit the news of when he was married to a massive Hollywood superstar?
And that's what I said was so funny. Imagine being the actress is for Rose and Daisy and being like, once upon a time I rode on the back of a motorcycle with him.
Yeah.
It was another episode where barely anything happens, but it's just funny. A big
so good.
Richard episode, and I love
Lots of Richard and Onslow, which is a
Richard.
delight.
I love seeing Richard with other characters because he's quietly funny. He is funny, but he's just being drug around by all these people and involved in things, and he's like, I don't even know. But there are a lot of really good bits in it. I was saying I loved in the when they're setting up for the luncheon and all the ladies are struggling with the cling film. That has always stuck with me because it's such a little thing, but they're just
it's
all
a
struggling with
roll
them.
of cling film. It's not even in a box.
I love those bits. I love all the wacky cakes that are being lined up.
Yeah, and then Sheridan.
That's one of Sheridan's favourite cakes when it's made properly.
It's just her being back. And then when she's cleaning all the glasses and traps the vicar so casually with the table.
He's about to walk away and she shoves the table over. Yeah.
Casually. But then they're cleaning cups, glasses together. And she's redoing all his cleaning, but I'm I get it because he's getting his fingerprints all over him.
Yeah, but
sometimes she is justified.
She's also not letting him leave.
Yes.
She's still making him polish them, even though he is doing them incorrectly and she's redoing them. She's still not letting him leave.
Oh, what was the one line she says where a lady brings a salad over and she's like,
oh, you do your lettuce like that, do you? Sort of lumpy and carefree.
Yeah. Just so condescending.
I love her. Oh my gosh.
And it was she walked in and nobody's there. Everyone's hiding. These ladies come in and one's like, oh, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. And they're like, worse, it's Hyacinth. And everyone scatters. Yes, so Hyacinth
I love how
walks
she's
in.
affected
Yeah.
all of these women so much.
Nobody's there. And she walks over this table and she's like,
Now, I'd better try and bring a little style and polish to this food.
and you were like, that's what I...
That's what I relate to her a lot because I get it.
Well,
I wouldn't
yeah.
act like that, but I do
Yeah.
think like that.
And you know, the difference is you would be the one to give it a little style in class. Hyacinth spent most of her time watching everyone else do the work while critiquing them. So that's the difference between you.
I have Hyacinth's ambition.
Yeah.
I have Daisy's personality, and I have Rose's style.
It's a perfect
that's who I am.
combination. Now you
And
just
I have Richard's anxiety.
now you just need to get a big house with room for a pony.
I probably could put a very small pony in our back garden. When is Violet's not in it for quite a bit? Is she?
Violet,
She is in it, right?
She's in phone calls for a lot, but she is eventually in it. I don't think she's in that many episodes, but you do eventually. You never see Sheridan.
No.
But you do eventually see Violet.
Yes. And you'll see I don't think you fully see her husband. I think you see
I think
like
that's
flashes of him. But yeah, I think Violet's she has like dark hair or something like that.
I think so.
I wish she had been in it more. But I guess you don't need another character.
I think I've mostly seen like the first two series.
Yeah, I've seen all of them, but the later ones I didn't watch as often.
Yeah, so those ones kind of like slipped from my memory, but yeah, she's definitely in it eventually, and I think you're right. She does have dark hair.
But I do remember watching it, and I was like, oh, and they're going to show Sheridan. Because sometimes they'll hint at it like he's coming, and he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But I always wanted him to be in it. But I like that they didn't show a lot. They talk a lot.
You hear so much about Sheridan, but you never see him. So it also, like, anytime she's talking about him when they're not in a phone conversation, you're like, well, how much of this is true?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know it's not.
Yeah. Like,
but
how much is stuff that, like, is this a lie that he told you, or have you just purely invented this story?
Yeah. I also had this episode of one of the bits of Elizabeth coming over for tea.
Yes.
Which always stressed me out as much as they stressed Elizabeth out. Her clumsiness, because I am clumsy as well. Yeah. And it always stressed me out. But it's so funny because early in the episode, she's like, I got you a beaker because I know how nervous you get with the china. And then later on in the episodes, Hyacinth's like, can you move all this china for me? Yeah. And she ends up breaking it because she's so nervous. So it's funny that they like avoided it at the beginning and she still ends up breaking it. Yeah. But that always stressed me out. And I'm like, why do you keep doing this to this poor woman? Inviting her over. You know it's going to happen. Well, poor Elizabeth.
It's because, like, Elizabeth is very nice. And I think Elizabeth is naturally, like, well-to-do. Mm-hmm. Like, just, you know, she's friends with all of these people. Yeah. And
she's like well-liked.
Well, she's well-liked. She has a nice house. She doesn't cause any problems. Mm-hmm. But she's very clumsy. And Hyacinth just cannot allow someone to casually drink out of a cup. And Elizabeth would be so happy drinking out of an old coffee mug because she wouldn't have to worry about it breaking. But that's not good enough for Hyacinth, so she keeps giving her expensive things that she will break.
This reminds me, too, because when we were watching it, I was like, there's certain things about Hyacinth that remind me of our Mima. Yeah. And the way she is. But Mima has done that to me several times, where she's given me things and made me flustered. I'm dropped. One time, we were getting out of her car and she had stopped at a like little side market and got a watermelon. Yeah. We were getting out of the car. She thrust it into my skinny little arms, a massive watermelon. Like, here, carry this in. And I dropped it. Like, it went right through my arms and
just
dropped
explode.
And she was literally like, oh, well, I guess we'll have to cut it up now. And another time when I was living there, I was like making avocado toast or something and she's talking away at me and making me all flustered and I'm cutting it. I cut through the avocado into my hand.
Oh my God.
And just held my hand shut for like the 5 minutes that she continued talking with my eyes open because I was like, I don't know what to even do. But it was literally that feeling of like, and now I'm here. And she's just going and going and then being like, "Buddy-da-da," and then, okay, goodbye. That is
literally the most Hyacinth and Elizabeth story I've ever heard.
She's handed me an expensive glass vase and been like, "Don't drop this." And I've been like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
That is how I feel.
Instantly start
I feel
shaking.
like Mima is my Hyacinth and I am Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Because she has done that to me where she makes me nervous and then I drop something.
Yeah. Like you're not, you might be a little bit clumsy naturally, but as soon as she says, as soon as the pressure arrives, you're like,
yes.
Well, now I can't stop shaking.
I can't stop shaking. But yeah, those ones always kind of made me nervous because I was just like, why are you doing this to me?
Oh my
gosh.
What else? What else happened in the episode? Oh, we saw the first guest star that I want to talk. So the milkman showed up. This is the first time we see him, the milkman. And he's in 5 episodes total. The next time we'll see him is season 2, episode 1. Mm-hmm. Weirdly, it works out he's in 1 episode each series. I don't know how that lined up, but he's in 1 episode every year. That's Robert Rawls.
Mm-hmm. He looks kind of familiar.
The most recent credit on his IMDb is Alf Barkley in 1 episode of Casualty in 2008. But he also is a director and he runs acting workshops. Mm-hmm. So like his IMDb linked to his website and he has all of his stuff up there. Big section about pantos that he's done. He's been performing in those since 1978. He's also done a ton of stage acting stuff, which a lot of people on this show, because it's a well-rounded acting experience that you do in the UK, you do everything, not just one thing. So a lot of people have stage acting stuff that might not be listed on their page. But yeah, he's done like directing and stuff like that. But so we'll see him again. He's in several more. Okay. But that's the one. Was it something about her bottles?
Are you sure these bottles are clean or something like that? And then she's like, "Well, I'll order an extra yogurt for tomorrow for your good practice," or something like that.
Yeah, because he shows her his hands or something.
You quite sure my milk went into a clean bottle? Very good. I do like a milkman with clean fingernails. You may bring an extra yogurt tomorrow. You see how cleanliness pays.
An extra yogurt? Wow. What flavour?
Surprise me.
I'd love to.
And then the neighbor who, oh my gosh, this guy, Ian Burford.
The guy that comes up to Richard and hides.
He's delightful. Like he is in for the tiniest moment, but he is
and
so
it gives
funny.
you some glimmer of hope for Richard that he's gonna have a normal thing happen to him.
Well, he's in 3 episodes. The next one he's in season 3 episode 3 as the neighbor again, which is his title in this, and then in series 5 episode 10 as Richard's friend.
Aww, that's really sweet. That gives me hope.
Like he's friends with all his neighbors. But
that's another thing I love is that everyone seems to like Richard a lot. Yeah. And everyone's like has normal interactions with him. And they're just like, how is he in this situation?
It's the same with Elizabeth. The 2 ladies stop by at the beginning and they're like, Elizabeth's like, oh, you get used to it. And they're like, isn't that the saddest thing you've ever heard, that you can get used to this? Like you have to get used to it. But those 2 are, more about the neighbor before we move on. He's in 7 episodes of The Wars of the Roses from 1990 to 91. That's the entire cycle of Shakespeare's history plays performed by the English Shakespeare Company. So he is Duke of Exeter in Henry IV Part 1 and 2, Henry V and Henry VI House of Lancaster, Earl of Salisbury in Richard II, King of France in Henry VI House of York, and Bishop of Ely, it's E-L-Y, in
Ailey.
Richard III. Ailey?
Maybe. I don't know. There's a restaurant near us called Ailey's that smells like
might
that.
be it. I don't know. So he's in that, which looks really cool. And he's also in 8 episodes of Dave Allen at Large, which ran from 71 to 78. There aren't any character names for any episodes, so I assume it's a sketch show. And in his IMDb trivia, it says in 2002, he and long-term partner Alexander Camel were the first couple to have an official same-sex civil partnership in London.
That's amazing.
Right?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's just...
What a legend.
Richard's pleasant neighbor and
Pleasant
friend.
neighbor.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How old would he have been then? Well, I don't know when same-sex marriage became legal
I don't know.
in the UK. I don't think it would have been that much earlier than the US.
Well, it said 2002 was when that
2002?
happened.
Oh, okay.
But that was civil partnership, so I
Civil
don't
partnership,
know
okay.
if that was before marriage was legal or if that's... I mean, this is also IMDb
Yes.
trivia, so the wording may be completely wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
There were so many guest stars, I didn't, go into a lot of detailed
The whole
research
history, yeah.
on most of them.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
All alone, Richard?
At the moment, yes.
Hyacinth indoors, is she?
Uh-huh.
Not a bad morning.
No, very pleasant.
Coffee, Elizabeth!
Damn shoelaces. Listen, I must be going.
And then the two neighbors, or the two ladies that go up to Elizabeth.
Are they both recurring characters?
No, they aren't recurring on this.
Okay.
I did check that. But they might be familiar because they're in other stuff that we know. Jean, I think it's Jean.
How's it spelled?
Jeanne, which I've
Jean?
heard.
Jeannie?
I've heard Jeannie. I'm just gonna say Jean.
Okay.
Jean Mockford is Mrs. Marjorie East. She passed away in 2018 at 92, and she was in. Now it's one of my sirens going off.
Alarm.
This happened last recording too.
Really?
Yeah, this happens a lot, so I'm not even gonna edit it out because what's the point?
Part of the ambiance.
Yeah, the chaos. Think of this like Daisy and Onslow's house. There's lots
basically.
of mismatched coffee mugs and random things lying about. So she is in season 4, episode 7 of Are You Being Served as one of the customers.
Okay.
And that is the Father Christmas Affair. That is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that one.
That's the one where they're all in the different Father Christmas outfits.
Yeah.
And
That was a good one.
classic. Whenever you look up like a best of clip of Mrs. Slocum, which I do from time to time because she's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's the Father Christmas outfit is always one of the
Well, the
clips.
one DVD set we had, or maybe it was just one DVD, it was all the Christmas specials.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why those are the ones that I've really seen the most, because we had a DVD that was all the Christmas episodes.
Classic though. She was also in 2 episodes of Last of the Summer Wine.
Oh.
One of which we've seen, and the other one I would very much doubt we've seen. The first one was as Rose in season 3, episode 3 in 1976. And the next one is as Flory in season 24,
Oh my
episode
gosh.
11
They
from
brought her
2003.
back. They brought her back.
But as a different character.
Well, I mean, after 20 years, I don't think anyone's
it
gonna.
doesn't matter.
They might have forgot she was on it.
It's like you're brand new to the cast.
That is really wild.
Anytime I look up anything about that show, like that's an absurd amount of
That's a
time for a
lot.
sitcom. Like it's not like a talk show or something. You know, those run forever, or a game show.
Norman Clegg on every single one? I think
I think he
was the only character that.
If not, it would be nearly everyone because Compo definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
And obviously the
The other
guy
3 guys,
in charge character that
They
changed.
replaced him.
You know, every few seasons that changed. But yeah, I think Clegg was on every, if not every episode, then most.
Because I think he was like the youngest of the group.
Yeah.
He was younger. But I think, and he acted for a very long time. Like I know he was in
he's
like
in a ton
he
of
was in
stuff.
Wallace and Gromit stuff
Yeah.
when we were still young, so he was still acting.
Yeah.
But I think he was.
That
Anyway.
sounds right. Anyway.
He's the common thread.
This is secretly the last of the Summer Wine podcast.
It is. I'm changing it around.
She's also, which is one of my favorite things that I don't know if you've probably seen this, but I've seen it like so many times. She is one of the old ladies in the Nanageddon episode of The Mighty Boosh, which that one's season 2, episode 3 in
I've only seen
2005.
clips of the Mighty Boosh. I've never seen
Oh my gosh.
like much of it.
That one is one of my favorite episodes. Noel Fielding's character, Vince Noir, which is a great name.
Perfect.
He wants to impress these goth girls that him and Howard Moon, Julian Barrett, they're trying to impress. So he borrows a magic book from Naboo, and it's just like regular magician magic tricks, and he like gets the flowers out of his sleeve or whatever, and they are not impressed. So he goes back to the safe and gets like the actual magic book, which he's told not to touch. Does a thing, summons a demon, but it's just like a little old lady. So the girls leave and the old lady wanders off. And then when Naboo gets back, it turns out that that's like the most dangerous demon you could ever. So, like she's gonna bring her around the end of the world or something, like Nanageddon. And so they have to go find her because she took the book. She took the book.
Okay.
Super dangerous for her to have. So they go to this bingo night, and Vince and Howard disguise themselves as old ladies to sneak into bingo night. So it's full of old ladies. Jean Mockford is one of the old ladies at the bingo hall when they're trying to steal the book back and, defeat Nana, the demon. It's such like a random episode.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw it on the credits, I was like, I know
pictured her in your head.
exactly which scene. I know exactly what this is. Oh, I've watched that show too many times. I love it so much. She was also in Casualty. A lot of these actors in these 3 episodes, well, we're just doing 2 today. Spoiler. A lot of the actors are in Casualty, which is, it's like SVU. It's a cop show or like a ER shit, But they go have so many extras. So she was on as 2 characters in that. Ginny Carter in 2004 for an episode, and then Elsie Curtis in 2010 for an episode. And she is in a show called Up Pompeii, which I heard the name of last time we recorded, that one of the other actors was in. But there is from 1970, there's 13 episodes. She was Senna the Soothsayer. The character names in this show are fantastic. I need to watch this show. This is just a small list of character names. Lurchio, Ammonia, Nauseous, Senator Ludicrous Sextus,
oh my god,
Erotica, Nefarious, Odious, and they're all spelled like any OUS word is US because it's Roman. Nefarious, Odious, Jamis Bondus, and Pussus Galoria.
Oh my god.
The list goes on and on. It's wild.
I love that.
I can't stand her. She once invited me to one of her candlelight suppers.
Oh, them. You get used to them, too.
And then Trisha Thorns is Mrs. Phyllis Dobson. She was Doris in episode 7 of The 19th Hole in 1989. And Charmian May from the last episode was also in this. She's in as 4 episodes as the lady captain, Miranda. And she was in 6 episodes of The Bill, which a lot of people were also in. That's a cop show. As First Woman in season 1, episode 8. Mrs. Lamb, season 5, episode 16. Mrs. Crane, season 7, episode 77. Mrs. Johnson, season 8, episode 63. Mrs. Cross, season 10, episode 102. 102 episodes in a season. That's wild, by the way. And Mrs. Ballard in season 12, episode 125. So I like to imagine that's all the same character, and they just keep marrying and burying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Serial bride.
Yeah, there's just a Black Widow on this show. It shows
It's
up
not
every
addressed.
every few years.
But everyone knows.
Yeah. That was like my favorite thing when I looked up that. It's like that's so many names. So many names. It would be funny.
That's really funny.
Like if it's all different, but I would love the idea that it's all the same person.
How do you manage to live next door to Hyacinth?
You get used to it.
I think that's terrible. Fancy having to get used to it.
Ian Burford we talked about. That's the neighbor. Johnny Lee Miller. I
Yep.
mean,
You know.
it's Johnny Lee Miller.
Johnny Lee Miller. That really
Yeah.
blew my mind.
And
it's such a, like, I would say it's kind of even one of the more insignificant episodes. Like, not, it's one of the slow, like,
nothing
there's
really
not a
happens
lot
in
that
it.
goes
Yeah.
on. And he has the smallest of small roles. And then he becomes a movie star.
Yeah. Very soon after this. But, you know, obviously he's in Trainspotting. He's Sherlock in the
Yes, in
Elementary series, which he directed 3 episodes of that. I didn't know that. He was also in an episode of Casualty, along with everyone else. He was in 7 episodes of EastEnders with another one of the guest stars we talked about before. He was Jonathan Hewitt. And he was Edmund Bertram in Mansfield Park from 1999. And then the other one that I looked up, he was the titular Eli Stone in Eli Stone. And way, way more, obviously. I mean, he's a massive superstar.
Yes, yeah.
Like, come on. And I didn't know this till I looked it up. He's the grandson of Bernard Lee, who was the first M in the James Bond movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Nepo baby.
No idea.
Nepo baby getting his roles and keeping up appearances. Wish we could all be that lucky.
Nepo baby having natural talent and also putting in so much work.
So much
and
natural
being
talent.
successful.
They gave him no lines. You can ride a motorcycle? Perfect.
He rode that motorcycle really well, and he handed Onslow a cigarette. Really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah.
He gave him the whole pack. That was really cool of him. I love also when
Toffee's
Daisy.
here. Hello.
I love when they're out like singing their hymns out there, and Onslow's out there, and Daisy rolls up with Johnny Lee Miller.
Yeah.
And just walks back and forth flaunting him, and then that's it.
In the back garden of a church, in between a vicar who is conducting and a choir singing, just sauntering back and forth. It's incredible.
It's so funny.
In completely a Rose outfit too. Like she's wearing black tights.
She wears like tights,
fishnets or tights,
and like a mini skirt and a leather jacket.
It's
and
one of those like
boots.
you're supposed to think it's Rose before she takes the helmet
So
off.
funny, just like the most random, and then it's like he
Onslow
didn't even acknowledge
didn't even
it.
notice it. Yeah. Had no idea. His only reaction is, I didn't know she liked motorcycles.
Honestly, I wonder like if all of like Johnny Lee Miller's friends were like roasting him for that role. They're like, "Oh, you want to be an actor? That's the role that you got?" Like,
I mean, it has to be either roasting him or being like, "Wow, that's cool."
I don't know. If you're an 18-year-old boy,
it depends. Because the thing is, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a silly thing to do, but this was a big show.
That's true, yeah.
Like, you know, it's a silly part that he did, but like there's a lot of huge names on this. So I mean, it might have been split 50-50. Like the other people who want to be actors
oh yeah, I'm sure
would
if
probably
you were
think
an
that's
actor,
awesome. But if you didn't want to be an actor, you're like, oh, what's this stupid thing you're doing?
They put you on a motorcycle and ride around with these ladies. Oh no, that was a really cool
So
that
good.
he showed up in that.
Oh, Tom.
Keep it packed.
Oh, cheers. Do you think you can keep him interested till he's old enough to drink?
I have just a few more. I'll keep these ones quick. I looked up so much stuff, but I will put this in the episode notes. The other ladies at the church hall, there's 3 more. Linda James, in IMDb trivia, she's married to Michael Knowles, one of the regulars in It Ain't Half Hot, Mom, which we talked about. And he was in 2 episodes of Are You Being Served? He was in the pilot and then season 3, episode 3. And she graduated Royal College of Music as a speech and drama teacher in the 60s, made her acting debut in 69, and then later left acting to concentrate on her dialect coaching work. So
cool.
she's in another episode. We'll see her next in season 4, episode 4, The Commodore, as one of the committee members. And she's in season 6, episode 8 of Last of the Summer Wine as a woman in the waiting room.
Famous.
So much crossover. And then she was also in 4 episodes of The Liverbirds. Maybe as the same character, maybe all 4 are different. It was one of those, like, has a job title or unnamed, and, like, one of the job titles is secretary and one is receptionist, so could be different, could be the same, I don't know. But Clive Swift, Richard, was also in that show.
Okay.
And, yeah, she was it said she was dialogue coach for Cold Comfort Farm in 95. And in 4 episodes of The Gnomes of Dulwich, which sounds very silly.
I do wonder what, like, these productions were like behind the scenes, given that almost all these people would have worked together, or like you had to have known everybody. I wonder if it was literally like you're pulling up to work and you kind of know everybody and you just get on with it. And I wonder if that's why like the chemistry was always so natural, because like, unless you're Johnny Lee Miller and this is your first role, like you're going on set and you're like, oh, I know what to do. Like, that I wonder what that's interesting and how much crossover there were. Obviously, writers like were on the same thing. They're always working together. Directors are probably always together. If it's just like you're just all on and you're just all like switching around and like going different places, but. Yeah, I bet that was cool to just kind of, or if you fell out with somebody and then you had to be on everything
like you have to see
with
them all the time.
Yeah, I wonder how similar that is now in the UK. There's not a ton of,
I mean, there's
current
still a
UK
lot
shows
of
I watch.
crossover because you still see like a lot of familiar faces,
especially on like those talk type shows or the game shows,
like the panel shows.
The panel shows, it's always the same.
Yeah.
People like you'd have to be able to get along with each other. Or always on everything
like,
together.
Be able to put on a face so that you're like,
Yeah, but it's still that very like small world of acting. That's cool.
Oh dear, I forgot the sausage rolls.
The other church lady, Pamela Abbott, she's also in 2 episodes. You'll see her next in season 4, episode 7 as the driver. And she was, I didn't know about this movie. She was Princess Alexandra in Murder by Decree in 79, which is a Sherlock Holmes movie with Christopher Plummer as Sherlock Holmes and James Mason as Watson.
I've never heard of that.
I thought for sure I would know if Christopher Plummer played Sherlock Holmes. Like, one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite characters.
That's great. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't, because I just found this out last night.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how long ago you looked that up.
Yeah, it was just yesterday.
That's wild.
Yeah, I had no idea. But it must be like one of the smaller parts, because there's like a lot of people listed. She's towards not one of the main characters, but I mean, it's still so cool to be in that. And she was a museum tourist in The Return of the Pink Panther. So, you know, like the beginning when they have they basically set up the premise for the diamond, like the same way they did in the first The Pink Panther movie. I assume she's one of the tourists in that crowd. She was in 2 episodes of Barrel's Lot, which we mentioned earlier. In 8 episodes of Star and Company as Isabel in 58. And this title killed me. She was Tsarina Alexandra, uncredited, in Oh, What a Lovely War in 1969, which somebody in season 1, episode 6 was also in that, which is why I wrote it down.
Have you seen a girl? It's worse than that.
I mentioned this while we were watching. The lady at the church hall, so when they're singing outside in the garden, standing next to Onslow. She's an opera singer. She's uncredited in this episode, but it has her listed in IMDb. She passed in 2012 at age 99. She's
a lot of these actors and actresses of this time period lived a long time.
Yeah.
Like all into their 90s, 80s, and 90s.
She was born in 1912.
That is crazy.
But this is her first of 2 episodes. She's also uncredited in season 3, episode 4 as Miss Wilson. And she's done like a ton of stuff, but she's in 27 episodes of Waiting for God as a resident at the Bayview Old Age Home. She also plays Lady in Church. So she's church lady in this, Lady in Church in Mr. Bean, season 1, episode 1. So I assume that's the one where he's singing and he keeps falling asleep. Like so many Lady in Church roles. She's uncredited again as Mother of the Bride in season 3, episode 6 of Not the 9 O'Clock News, which another thing I've seen. I had no idea. I'll have to rewatch it now that I know who she is. But nearly all of the appearances she has on IMDb are uncredited. It's not till like
wild.
the most recent few that she's credited, but like so many just background extra type parts. But on her Wikipedia, so her IMDb, tons of entries, most uncredited. So I went to her Wikipedia because it said that she was an opera singer. So I was like, well, there will be more info there. And oh my goodness. So she sang in Gilbert and Sullivan Productions for the Red Car Operatic Society and studied after her marriage in 1939 at the Royal College of Music. And then she... just so many credits listed. In 1947, did I say her name? I didn't say her name. Katura Sorrell is her name. So in 1949, she became the principal soprano for the Intimate Opera Company. And during World War II, she toured with the Council for Encouragement of Music and the Arts, the precursor to the Arts Council of Great Britain. And in 1950, she toured North America with Intimate Opera. At the age of 68 years old, Sorrell embarked on a new career. I'm just reading from Wikipedia. A new career in television as a supporting artiste, with an E at the end, or uncredited extra, though on a number of occasions she was credited at the end of the program. The wiki even says she was in a bit of Fry and Laurie, but it's not listed on IMDb, so I don't know which episode it was. But
that is wild.
There was somebody...
What a life.
Yeah. There was somebody in one of the earlier episodes where it was like a similar thing of starting like after you have had a full other career. But like, oh, you know what? Acting's fun. Yeah. I'd like to just be an actor.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Imagine living through both world wars and then eventually you get to be singing in a little church choir and see Johnny Lee Miller, 18-year-old Johnny Lee Miller, rolling up on a motorcycle.
And
what a life.
Well,
what
not
life?
Just that. And then after that, because she was still alive, seeing little Johnny Lee Miller grow up into a massive celebrity, a very successful Hollywood star. And you're like, I sang in a choir next to a very tall man in a vest and watched him flounce back and forth in front of the choir. And then ride off on a motorcycle.
What a life.
What a life.
Wait, you see a lot when you live a life like that.
Yeah.
That's really cool that she's just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do bit parts. And like, that's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, her Wikipedia is awesome. I'll spell her name because it might be hard to spell, but Katura Sorrell, KETURAHSORRELL.
That's another thing
awesome.
That I like about these British shows like of this time is that there were so many older actors.
Yes.
That were doing these types of things. And I don't know if it was Patricia that's Hyacinth.
Oh, Patricia Routledge.
Routledge. Was she the one that she would get older actors jobs so that they could be consistently paid? I feel like I read.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put it past her because everything I've read about her, she is a fantastic human being as well as great at comedy and music.
But
and
there
everything
were
else.
so many shows that were like
Yeah.
older people, and that's not a thing in the U.S.
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
U.S., your life's
honestly, look, Last of the Summer Wine and this, there's so many. There are very few young characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Michael the Vicar, who super cute. Obviously, you'd have a crush on him watching this show as a kid. He wasn't like a young man in this. He was probably like in his 30s, maybe even 40s, and he's significantly younger than most of the rest of the cast.
Yeah. I don't know if it was her. It was some older actor that I saw, but that they would like consciously hire other older actors so they could keep. Maybe it wasn't. We can cut this because I don't know if it was her.
I mean, whoever it was, that's
shout out to them.
Awesome. Yeah.
But it is cool that there were like so many old, but I still kind of think that's a thing. I think there's more respect for older actors in the UK than in the US.
I've heard a lot. I mean, I've seen a lot too, but I mean, even just watching American television, you can pick up on it. Like,
and
you aren't allowed, especially as a woman, but men too, you aren't allowed to age until you are like 80, and then you are only playing very old, like, and then you're playing very limited parts. But after you hit, I mean, for women especially, you're invisible like between the age of 35 and 65. You don't exist. You don't exist.
But even a lot of the famous like Hollywood actors that are old are British actors. Yeah. Helen Mirren, Patrick Stewart, Katy McAnallen. Like a lot of like the older distinguished actors. Pierce Brosnan. Didn't want to say Pierce Brosnan. Irish. But like they're all from the UK. Yeah. Because they probably just have that leverage of like, I am a respected actor and I'm older. Yeah. And they get Hollywood jobs. But if you're older in Hollywood, unless you're Meryl Streep, well, or like a comedian,
and I feel
like you kind of lose.
Yeah. And I feel like too, I mean, obviously the UK, Ireland, they have plastic surgery, they have plastic surgeons, they have all of the same things that we have. But it seems like there isn't as much pressure to make your face look like you haven't aged. Like you're allowed to
age,
have a wrinkle.
But also you've probably seen actors that didn't need to do that
less, like,
and were still
ingrained pressure
it, you know?
that like, unless I get my face skin as tight as it possibly can go till I look inhuman, no one will hire me. Like,
but it's just
that
even
ingrained
like
pressure isn't culturally
the
there.
Hollywood culture doesn't exist, and that's why a lot of even American actors move to the UK because that pressure isn't there. Paparazzi isn't there. The like, you know, watching every move that you make and critiquing everything that you do, because I don't think paparazzi could have gotten away with criticizing like these actors because it wasn't about that. It was about how iconic they were and how they were in everything, and you have like a reputation and things like that. But yeah, I think it's even interesting that someone in the UK at almost 70 could be like, reinvent themselves like that. Meanwhile, you hear stories from Hollywood where it's like an actor who's older and like living close to poverty because they can't get a role in something.
I mean, we're in Western Pennsylvania. There's like filming that happens here, but it's not much. But still, like, I've done a little like occasional background extra stuff, and when you walk onto set, like, everybody's friendly and stuff, but there's like, you feel a heaviness as soon as you walk on that you're like, I don't look like, I feel old. I am 34 years old. I'm not old. Yeah. But seeing everybody around you who is older than you but looks so much like so perfect and everything, it feels very weird. And it might also be like the difference between film and TV versus stage stuff, because I feel like on stage that doesn't happen as much. And now we mentioned earlier, like in the UK, actors do a lot of theater work, like you do a little bit of everything, so maybe that's part of it too, like the culturally.
Well, this I think really shows the cultural difference of that, because Patricia Routledge, around the time she was making Keeping Up Appearances, was like around 60. I just looked it up. And Demi Moore is 62 and just made The Substance, and in The Substance it's like a commentary on it, but basically they're like, this is an old actress, this is an ancient actress. Do you know The Substance movie that came out where she takes a substance because she wants to become youthful?
I forgot about that.
But
it's
about how the pressures of Hollywood are like, to her, you're too old.
Yeah.
She's not. Obviously, we know that in real life. But that, I think, really highlights the differences. Demi Moore is now the age of what Patricia Routledge was in Keeping Up Appearances. And just like the expectations of what you have to look like to be. Because Patricia Routledge in real life was very famous.
Yeah.
But she looked like a 60-year-old woman. But there wasn't pressures to be a Hollywood star. And now Demi Moore is 60 and she's making movies that are commentary about how she's too old for Hollywood.
Yeah.
And she looks much younger than Patricia Routledge did in the show. But it's just like what expectations are about in UK actors versus Hollywood actors. I think that just popped up in my head because that was a movie about how obviously, like, as a viewer, you're like, this is stupid, but in the movie they're like, she's old and she's done. But in there are people in real life who think like that. Exactly. But in the for this show, obviously I wasn't alive, but to me this was basically her prime. Obviously she did a lot before, but this was a huge thing for her, I believe.
Massive show.
And she was 60.
Yeah.
And there are people older than her that are still doing the most. But with a show like that, if there's a show like that in the US, it's a very unique, one of a kind. I just watched this show with Ted Danson. So funny and sweet. But it's about him reaching the point in his life where he needs to reinvent himself, and he becomes an undercover agent in a nursing home. It was very sweet, but it was about older people, and I watched it. I'm like, there aren't shows like this in the US. To have a show that's all an older cast, essentially, that's a very rare thing. And in the UK in the 90s, that wasn't rare. That was almost the default was those types of characters. So I think it shows that it values older people and the funny things that they can do and the lives they live. And
they're
but
still
in the
doing
US it's
comedy.
oh, you're 60, you're over. Nothing's happening in your life.
Patricia Routledge, she's in her 60s. She's doing physical comedy.
Yes. And she's an interesting, well-rounded character, but also her age is not anything to do with the story or the butt of the joke. It's not. And that also I don't think would happen in the US because that has to be a talking point.
In the US,
oh, you're old. We have to make a comment about that.
It would absolutely be the butt of the joke. If there was a comedy about people in their 60s.
It would be constant jokes.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
also it's
and
interesting.
Hardly ever comes up here.
Because in this show, there aren't a lot of younger characters. Because like we were saying, you never see Sheridan.
Yeah.
You see Daisy's child maybe one time.
Yeah.
That's kind of another reason why Johnny Lee Miller's character is a little bit not fitting in, because he's so young. The vicar's supposed to be the youngest person in this whole community, essentially.
The vicar,
it's not about young people
like
at all.
A child compared to the rest of the cast.
Yes.
And he's not.
But it's not like a show about old people. It's just a show about suburban people,
adults who are
but
having life.
So I really enjoy that too, that it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I never saw Rose as an older person, because that's not how it was presented. It's not, it really isn't look at this. I feel so bad saying old woman. She's older. Look at this older woman in these outfits. It's more just this is her quirky sister in these outfits. Like it's
Yeah.
not. It's a
It's
little bit.
always
It's a little
presented-
bit like, oh, she's older in those outfits, but it's not like necessarily the butt of the joke. The butt of the joke is more her
Yeah.
personality and how she's always going
Yeah.
after men and stuff like
and
that.
it's like the clashes with Hyacinth, because Hyacinth wants to put on this prim and proper image, and Rose is like her younger sister
Yes.
running around getting with
Yes.
all these married men, and which that's a subplot I forgot about. I don't know how I forgot, but in one of the early episodes, one of the wives of her boyfriends comes to fight her.
I think I do remember that.
It's like episode 2 or something. Like,
But I like it too because Daisy acts
yeah.
very youthfully. Onzo acts very
Yeah.
youthfully. I think I really enjoy that about it because
Yeah.
they don't like put them in a box. I mean, Daddy's obviously an old,
Well-
but even he's old and he's getting into all this trouble.
yeah, like the only time you ever think about the age of these characters, because you don't really see their kids, is anytime that Daddy is in the hospital. Because when you see him on screen, he's so much older that you're like, oh, okay, these people are like middle-aged because their dad is in the hospital for whatever. But he's still getting up to all kinds of mischief.
Yeah, I really enjoy that they make them. It's just fun. It's just fun. And Less Than Summer Wine too. Shout out again.
Less Than
It's
Summer
just
Wine,
old people
though,
having fun.
is definitely about
It definitely is about old
Yeah.
people.
That
But
one-
it shows
yeah.
that they can have fun and have lives that
Yeah.
are like fun and interesting. But in the US, if you're old, it's going to be about you being old.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're so old. You're just an old person, aren't you?
A show like that in the U.S. would just be all of the sad episodes of Last of the Summer Wine. Only the sad ones.
Yeah, it's not really even lighthearted. And even the Ted Danson show was about a nursing home.
Yeah.
And it's always about like, oh, I gotta have my life alert and stuff. And I mean, that's like true, but like those types of things don't really come up in Keeping Up Appearances. It's just about, not that, I mean, I guess they are supposed to be middle-aged, but I mean, 60s is still, this was the first season and she's 60, so. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it, but
just, we love it.
anyway, it was cool that like that the woman who was an opera singer could start a new career at 68.
I love the crossover because she was an opera singer and Patricia Routledge did so much musical theater stuff. So like maybe they knew each other
that was possible
beforehand,
too.
like completely outside of acting. They knew each other from music, whether it's musical theater, opera, or just music in general. So I mean, it didn't say, but it would be really cool if like
the digging.
they were already acquainted, and then she's like,
Do you want to?
know,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, great to see
you
you
work
again
on
on the
here?
show. Yeah.
I wonder what do you know like what she was like in real life? Patricia or is?
Yeah,
Patricia
she's still
Routledge?
alive.
Like what type of? Was she a diva?
Well, it's one of those things like you don't hear that much about her, and it has to be a good thing, because if she was,
You don't hear that much.
if she was a diva, you would know about it. But also, like, anytime I have ever looked up anything about her or read anything or seen video, like, I have never heard one bad thing about how, like, her personality or things she's done. I have only heard good things about Patricia Routledge.
Well, that's good. Good. I don't want her tarnished in my mind.
Did you? I mean, you need to read her Wikipedia.
Okay.
Because I went over all of them in the first episode of this, and there's simply not enough time to list all of the honors and awards that this woman has. She, like, we love her. You know, from being in the UK that she's massive over there, but so many honors. She's a dame.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I found that out when I was looking up stuff for last episode. Yeah, she's one, I forget what the name of it is. Dame Commander British, something.
Dame Commander.
Something or other. But yeah.
That's cool.
She's, it's one of the, I mean, obviously, there are people who have won titles who are not good people.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard anything negative about her at all.
Pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we should wrap this up because
Okay.
this has gone on.
I know.
Much like we were going to do 3 episodes, and I think
We weren't expecting to have this much to say.
I think perhaps talking in between each one meant we did a lot more talking than we might have otherwise.
Maybe.
But also we could remember things a lot better.
Yeah.
And, 2 episodes is fine. There's not really a format for this other than just you're going to watch things and then talk about them.
Yeah. And that's what we did.
It's hard to talk about things before you watch them.
Well, we could try.
Yeah. Next time.
Just a psychic what I think's going to happen.
Yeah. Try and predict the episode based only on the title. All right. Well, for plugs for me, all my stuff is on jumpthetrackshow.com. Everything's on there, improv teams, links, all that. And this podcast, Jump the Track, is now on Patreon for the low price of $3 a month. Yeah. You get bonus episodes and my undying gratitude. This feed won't be changing at all, but if you prefer that app or you just want the ability to leave comments about how terrible my jokes are and how dare I make so many puns, you can join the Patreon for free. Heckle to your heart's content. And you have a blog.
I do have a little gardening blog, Garden in the UK. So very much like Hyacinth Bouquet's life, basically.
We're gonna have to get you some Royal Doulton with the hand-painted periwinkles.
I gotta get it. You don't trust anyone with it. It's lifeofbugs.blog. And I just kind of keep track of gardening things, maybe some cooking things in the future. Yeah, basically living the Hyacinth Bouquet lifestyle blog. So if you want to follow modern day Hyacinth Bouquet, that's me.
But only the positive parts.
Hyacinth Blog K.
Do you have a network of lies built up?
I'm going to start. Yeah. When I move back, I'll start lying to my neighbors.
Just really stress out your neighbor.
I'm going to invite someone over, really, really make them anxious. Be a little passive aggressive. I want my neighbors hiding from me. That's basically my plan for the summer.
Perfect. All right.
It was really fun.
Awesome.
I loved it.
Thank you for joining.
Oh, anytime, and we'll have to do some more soon.